Take my hand, let me make you mine.
I might be a little low.
Check mic. Oh, there we go. That's much better. Much better. Rip mic. Mic check. First time streamer here. First time streamer doing the things, guys and gals. Welcome. Are we good? I totally didn't check. I didn't check any of these settings at all. I basically just turned it on and said, let's go. Good evening. Can you hear dad chat? Can you hear dad? I am not in Discord right now. No. I figured I'd just chill for a minute before we do the stuff and things. Can I hear dad chat? Chill stream. Something like that. Hi, Irk. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a good solid 2 years, and of course, it wouldn't be a stream if Zane didn't T3 right off the rip. Sir, I'm gonna need you to settle down. And thank you for the tier 3 sub. Hello. So I feel like we need to set expectations here, okay? From domination in Fortnite to Zoe. Yes. Shadeless, what is up, bud? It's good to see you. Aki's here, Solito's here. I think I saw Duba earlier. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back. Welcome back. It's not the dad cave anymore, though. It's we've morphed into something new. Expectation, those are out the window. Well, listen, Mike's still a little quiet. All right, hold please. Oh, this might get bad. Hold on. I had a negative 20 gain on that. How's that? That's probably a whole lot better. Hold, please. So that's much better. How's... No. The mic is good. This blue baby bottle I've been using forever, and it's awesome. You like the fake fun in the background? That ain't fake fun. That's actually real fun. There's real fun in the background there. Drop back down. Okay, hang on. All right. Check mic. How's that? How are we doing? We looking all right? I think this probably should be pretty well balanced at this point. Oh, the copyright music. Smart shuffle, go away. Can I like, I don't know how to turn off smart shuffle. Spotify, you're killing me here. We should be good. Awesome. I need to figure out how to turn off smart shuffle. It's like smart shuffling everything in my whole list. I've got a royalty-free rock playlist that I'm click the shuffle button. So it says enable added smart shuffle recommendations to queue. No, stop. So I had shuffle on. You know what? Maybe if I just turn shuffle off altogether. I'm just gonna let this playlist play through. You know, first time streamer here. I might be a little rusty. That shuffle is actually really smart. If you've heard any of the stuff that came up, so my playlist has got literally like all the kids stuff. It's got my stuff. It's got the kids stuff. It's got mom's stuff. Like it's a whole mix. I thought you might have gray hairs by now, bro. Listen, the gray hairs are real. I have definitely gained some gray hair. I've got some gray in the beard. It's a thing. That's why I wore a hat. Because honestly, like my hair is just a disaster here. It's part of living in the country, I guess. You don't do your hair anymore, right? That's a thing? Is that a thing? I don't know. Maybe. But as you can see, yeah, things have changed a little bit in the last 2 years since I've been live. Whoa, the name change. What's up, old man? Hello, buddy. How are you? Yes, name change, focus change, all the change. So we are starting, I guess we're starting a new business at this point. I kind of give us a rundown. We want to hear the story. All right. So where should I start? Probably start with the ending, right? And by ending, I mean wrapping up Dad Got Game and all that kind of stuff. Yes, last I remember you were moving, and we moved a long way away. We were living at my parents in northern Wisconsin, waiting to figure out where God was going to lead us to live. Like we left Milwaukee, left the city. COVID was like the wake-up call, if you will. Yeah. So COVID was the wake-up call. So we moved to northern Wisconsin. I called my mom. I said, hey, we're coming to live with you, if that's okay. I don't know where we're going, but God's telling us to get out of the city. So I was like, all right, we're gonna listen. We leave there. Shortly thereafter, found a place in South Carolina. So we started the process of building, and was still streaming obviously at that point, with the intention to continue streaming, and then moved down here, and it got really busy really fast. We had to tear down a garage, we had to tear down a barn. We had goals for what we wanted our homestead to look like, and so kind of started down that path, and was very blessed to not have a normal like job. That's what I thought, Shadeless. Are you still, and you're still doing the video editing stuff? Yeah, that's still a thing. How is the music volume, by the way? Is balance good? Y'all able to hear everything all right? I should probably put a volume. I can't reach my Go XLR from here. I'm actually kind of waiting to see if I'm hoping that this Spotify thing has just kind of resolved itself, right? Nope. It's literally not staying on my playlist. That's crazy. Did my kids add things to the playlist? I've got 95 songs on here. Not a single one of them is... That's a weird looking computer. Ain't that the truth, old man? Sound is just a tad loud. Overall sound is just a tad loud. I'm gonna turn down the music volume a little bit here. How's the music to mic volume? I feel like a noob. Oh my gosh. I haven't done this in so long that I'm just like, what's happening right now? Wowza. So far frames are rock solid though, so that's good. Yo, Big Mama! And I'm gonna apologize in advance. I do have to be quiet because right through the door, my boys' rooms, both my boys' rooms are there. My youngest is out cold, and my oldest is about to be out cold. So latest Risen PC, you know. I do still have the one that I built. What's up, Big Mama? How are you? I am doing amazing. And that's pretty much the only reason why I'm here, to be honest, is that things are really, really going well. The Lord has blessed our journey in so many ways, and has put a lot of things in perspective for me and the family. And so I don't know. Anyway, to get back to the story, headed to South Carolina, right? Moved in, hit the ground running, trying to build the garden and the chicken coop and all of the stuff and things. And I think about 6 months into that was when I realized, I realized that I couldn't properly support my family doing content anymore, I think is what it came down to. And I had to come to the realization that as much as I wanted to continue to do content, I couldn't balance everything that we had going on and continue to create content and continue to provide in the way that, honestly, I felt God calling me to provide for my family. And so that was, I took a job, going back to my roots, in software development. And so I work for a, government contractor doing VA stuff, which is really cool, because I've got a lot of family who are veterans, and so I get to have a direct impact on them. And so that's been a huge blessing. Company's amazing to work for, and so I've been there for 2.5 years now. Yeah, it's hard to believe. Actually, when was my last? It's been almost 3 years since I've streamed. Is that right? That can't be right. I think that's right. So maybe it's been 3 years. It may be 3 years since I fired up a stream. And so well, for sure over 2 according to ModView. Oh my gosh, I forgot about ModView. Holy heck. Bro, I think I've forgotten more about streaming than like I know now. That's absolutely wild. Oh, did that go live automatically? Oh, no way. Hey, look, the Mi 6 integration still works in Discord. Wow. Yeah, some things have changed with... well, so that was the interesting thing. Oh my gosh, dude. I swear. No, not Sam Hunt. This is actually going to drive... You know what? I'm gonna actually exit Spotify and relaunch it. Bro, Aki, it was so good. Like, here's one of the things that I kind of realized. No. I'm so confused. I don't know. I'm just going to have to keep playing with... I guess I'm going to have to keep playing with Spotify to make sure I don't get copyright music on here. So apologies in advance. I'm trying not to break the rules. Sort of. One of the things that I realized was that a lot of the friendships that I built during streaming were only so deep but there were definitely some relationships that I built that have continued for the 2.5 years that I haven't been streaming. And that's something that I'm super grateful for. I realized that over the course of my content journey, there were a lot of things that I did right, but there were a lot of things that I did wrong. One of those things that I did wrong was forgetting to have gratitude in everything. And I think that's something that as my faith has grown, I've really honed in on, is just all of the things that I do have to be grateful for. And one of the main things that I know for a fact carried me as far as it did in content was the relationships that I had built. As evidenced by the fact that a bunch of you are here. When I first was flirting with the idea of even going live again, I wasn't sure if anyone was going to show up, to be honest with you. I wasn't sure. I didn't really know what to expect. What's up, Jaeger? How are you, bud? Good to see you. Yo, what's up, Templar? How are you? Long time no talk. I realized I've kind of realized how much I miss this. And I want to say that I want to set the expectation up front that this isn't necessarily going to be a regular thing. I don't know how. I don't have a schedule. I don't know how often I'm going to be live. I know that if this right here continues going the direction that it's going, I may be live more often than I anticipate. We'll see how that goes. I just wanted to drop my sub, gonna be honest, Zane. Dude. Zane, you have been not just a supporter, but a friend for a very long time. And I am grateful for you. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for your family. I hope that y'all have stayed out of the mix of trouble that's been going on over there. But I want to make sure that whatever I do on this, whatever this content journey turns into and whatever this turns into, I want to make sure that I don't lose the gratitude in it again, because that was one of the biggest mistakes that I made, in all of everything, was that, I had forgotten to be grateful for every single person that showed up. I took for granted a lot of things. And so that's something that I definitely am making sure I don't ever lose again. As part of that. Yo, what's up, Warwick? Hello. You just you, man. Have fun and enjoy. And that's the focus, right? Part of it is going to be part of this is going to be sewing. If you would have asked me a year and a half ago if this is what I would be doing, I would have laughed at you, to be honest. It still works. Hug still works. So I did keep a few of the old commands. Will still work. Yes, it is true. Dude, I will tell you right now, Shadeless, that Wisconsin and Minnesota are just too flipping cold. They're just too flipping cold. I'm not about it anymore. I'm getting too old to deal with snow and shoveling and all that jazz. And I was basically like, no, we're done with that. And it's good for, honestly, we moved south. One of the main reasons for that was that do I call her Mom Got Game? We're not really Dad Got Game anymore. I mean, I'm still the same person, but like, and I would say with a more mature faith and a more mature heart in everything. So anyway, Mom Got Game has arthritis, and so the warm weather is definitely a huge benefit for her. And so, yeah, not about that snow life no more. Back to a garage due to the snow here in Maine. Yeah. That's one thing I don't have here. I don't have basement, and I don't have a garage. The garage was falling apart, the one we tore down. My intent is to eventually get to a point where we put at least some sort of cover up, because right now we don't have that. Right now we don't have that at all. I had to do a double take when I saw you go live, bro. We are yeah, we're live again, and it feels really good, to be honest with you. It feels really good. Yeah, garage goals 100%. So Shadeless, what are you still doing video game editing? Have you moved into corporate? Like what's your gig? And Aki, how have those software upgrades been going, man? End of the year software upgrades are not fun at all. I remember that. Luckily I don't have to deal with that anymore, but I remember that, and it's horrible. So what I am building here, and I don't have an example of it because I just built it today. What I'm building here is actually on the inside of, and I'm building this for Christmas gifts. Oh my gosh, I swear, dude, Spotify is really gonna take me off. What if I do, you know what? I'm gonna do this. We're gonna do the NCS top 200 songs playlist, and I'm gonna see if that doesn't, maybe it's the playlist that's just having a time. Yo, what up, Jim bro? Hey, my friend, good to see you. Oh, agreed. What do you owe me, Warwick? You don't owe me nothing, Warwick. Or I don't, what? You don't owe me nothing, man. I work in HR and edit for the org as well. Fitness brands have too many treadmills. We're looking at new opportunities, not sure where God will take us. I gotta be honest with you, I didn't know where this was headed. But the Lord has blessed the steps wholeheartedly. And the reality is that I want to, I don't know if you could see that in focus now. I got this sign up here to remind me where to stay centered. Because one of the things that I also forgot in my content creation journey was, I wouldn't say that I forgot the Lord, but I didn't make him a priority in all of it. And I really should have. And so this says, I know you can't see the top, but it says a seed with every sale. And the reality is that every thank you, I laminated these because every sale I'm going to send out a personal thank you with, but on the back of the thank you is going to be verses, right? I think one of the things that excuse me, because I'm sick, you know I really wanted to go live if I went live when I was sick, but I've been feeling called. I've been feeling called to get back to some of this. But one of the things that I want to do through this is spread the gospel, because I feel like we don't, similar to the gaming space, it feels like the gospel kind of gets lost in this particular industry, the civilian tactical gear industry. And so having a passion for throwing stitches, for lack of a better term, and I'm going to throw these from the left side. I like to keep my fabric on the left side over here, just because I find it easier to control. You'll have to bear with me. This is a brand new machine to me. I got it Wednesday. I didn't have a belt for it until Friday morning. And so I've only been throwing stitches on this for like a day and a half. So you'll have to bear with me as I continue to learn how to operate my machine. The nice thing is about this machine is it's got a needle positioner on it, which makes it really, really easy to, and I've got the RPM set low, so it's really easy to throw stitches. I just realized that's probably really loud, isn't it? One of the last times you streamed, you went on a tangent related to streaming and not having to be the one in the spotlight. It led me to drop it in order to focus more on my family. It's been one of the better decisions I made in the last few years. Bro, I feel you. It was a sad call to make at the time. Life at home has been better. Dude, I'm glad to hear it. And honestly, like, I found myself in the same boat. Sounds fine? All right, beautiful. We'll keep rolling with it then. I'm throwing a couple of hems here. Get a little back stitching. Excuse me, as I cough. And basically, I want this finished. I want this finished product to be 4 inches because the chest rig that I'm building, and I'm gonna back this up here a little bit. The chest rig that I'm building actually has, so this is a hybrid Cordura elastic chest rig. So these mag cells are actually an elastic, so they have a little bit of stretch to them. But this placard that I'm building actually has Velcro on the back that integrates with a plate carrier. And so essentially what I'm building is, when this isn't attached to a plate carrier, I want to have a pad here. So that the Velcro doesn't tear up your shirt, whatever you're wearing, whatever the case might be. So part of the design iteration that I'm on here is putting in a pad behind this, right? What's up, Britt? Hi, hello, welcome back. It's good to see you. And so basically that's what I'm building right now is the pad. So I've got a layer of Cordura here. I'm using some Ranger Green Cordura. It doesn't matter because you're not going to see it. The only reason I use it is it provides a little bit of thickness and structure to the provides a little thickness and structure to the overall piece. So we're throwing down, I want that to be 4 inches wide because I've got a bit of foam mesh, sandwich mesh, and I've got a little bit of closed cell foam and a piece of Velcro. And I realized I have the wrong Velcro. I need not... I don't need hook. I need loop. I don't have loop. Luckily I have loop, but I'm gonna have to cut a 12-inch piece of loop. So bear with me here. I am gonna go over to my cutting area. I'm going to cut a 12-inch piece of loop, and I'm gonna be right back because I need loop, not hook. And this is part of the learning curve with everything. It's all learning. It's all learning. Gosh darn it. Every time. I'm gonna have to like kill Spotify. I don't understand. Added Smart Shuffle recommendations to the queue. I don't want the Smart Shuffle. Removed Smart Shuffle recommendations. Now give me just this playlist. All right, be right back, y'all. I'm gonna go cut this 12-inch Velcro, so bear with me. See, and here is here's why it's important to have cut lists. And my cut lists are still in development as I'm trying to figure out how to be more efficient with my time While he's gone, can we troll him? You can absolutely troll me. Troll me all day. Listen, y'all. I feel like I did a fairly good job of having thick skin the last time I streamed. And I feel like as my faith continues to grow, I end up having even thicker skin. So I don't know if y'all control me hard enough. There's like a joke in there somewhere, right? Oh, yeah, thinking you have all the parts. I literally, it's kind of embarrassing because I spent like a half an hour, right, grabbing all the pieces and parts that I thought I'd need to build this and just have it be real smooth. Nope, not so much. Go figure. Dad didn't have all the parts. Did I just say dad? Ooh, that's gonna be a tough one to break, isn't it? You know what? I just realized I don't have to backstitch this either. I don't have to backstitch this at all because I'm just going to be throwing I'm just going to be throwing this in between and adding structure. I'm just going to be throwing this in between and adding structure via all of the other components. So I don't think I need to actually backstitch this. So this is only the second one of these I've made. I have this new machine. You can probably see it in the background actually if I switch over to face cam. That was the machine that I built 90% of my stuff on. Was this Neki Mod 39, which, but for a home machine, this is a great home machine. I bought this for like $100 from a random sew repair shop, and I gotta say that I could build a lot with it. In fact, let me grab it. I built this entire rig. This was my original iteration on this. Don't mind the Velcro. Let me get back to this. This was my original take on a pad, right? Big Mama, hey, I miss you, fam. I do hope that you're doing all right, and if you need anything, you've got my DMs. And it's really good to see you. Rest easy, and I'm hoping that the Lord is going to make this a more regular thing for me. I'd like it to be a more regular thing for me. Like I said, to set expectations, I'm not planning on setting a schedule here. I'll be live when I can be. And when I'm building, when I have some time to dedicate to building, but it's pretty much, I will be live if I'm going to have an hour or so of building and the boys are in bed and I've taken care of all of my responsibilities. Because one of the things that, so we joined a new church, and I was going to show you guys this. This was one of my original prototypes. One of my original prototype rigs. And I built this completely on that Neki, on this home machine. But I found the absolute limits of that machine. And I knew that if I wanted to expand my craft and my product line, I'd have to upgrade to something heftier. The boys are getting huge. They are Spitfires. I see so much of me in them, and sometimes that's a good thing, and a lot of times that's not a good thing. But I'm grateful that they are healthy, and I think mostly happy. My oldest is actually, has been talking about getting baptized.
which is I realized is my purpose in life. And like everything else is gravy after that. If my boys can find Jesus and commit their lives to that, everything else above and beyond that to build the kingdom is gravy. And honestly, I feel like we went through a book called the Titus 10. And if you haven't read the book of Titus, yes, I'm talking about the Bible here unashamedly, and will never be ashamed at this point to share the gospel. Because I feel like that was something I failed in Dad Got Game, and something that I won't make the same mistake twice. I'm stacking this fabric up right now to get ready to sew this all in one go, which is something that machine back there would have absolutely struggled with. It's very much a blessing that I can sew this all in one stack and not have to make multiple passes or try to build this in pieces or anything like this. And basically what this is going to be is I'm going to have all 4 of these pieces sewn together, and then I'm going to edge tape it with some Ranger Green edge tape. So I've got some foam spacer mesh, I've got some closed cell foam, I've got some Ranger Green Cordura for structure, and I've got my hook Velcro, and that will be the full stack. And basically what I'm going to roll with here, for those who are interested in sewing, or might want to know a little bit more, I am using T69 or T70 thread in Ranger Green. I've got a couple of rolls of that up on my thread stands right now. Now, this is super thick. This is a really thick assembly, and so I'm going to take my time with it to make sure that I'm throwing good stitches and whatnot. I'm going to give myself a little bit extra space on that. All right, make sure my assembly stays straight as I'm rolling, and we'll go ahead and go. But anyway, I was saying Titus, the book of Titus, gives a very good charge of what it should look like to serve, provide, and protect your family. And I just realized there was a little bit of that closed cell foam that looks like it got cut at one point, but it's going to get sewn into the mix anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and pull that off. And I realized that there were a lot of things that I neglected in raising my boys and in caring for my wife and overall just taking care of the family as a whole, and that didn't sit well with me. If you haven't taken a look at the logo, excuse me, if you haven't taken a look at the logo, RIC stands for Rooted in Christ. I just realized, bro, we just played an entire country song on the air. I'm gonna have to delete this VOD. Feels bad, man. I don't know how. I feel like Smart Shuffle is permanently enabled on my account. I can't get it to not autoplay. Enjoy nonstop listening. When your audio ends, we'll play something similar. No, don't do that. Social playback. Anyone know how to turn this off? Like, I don't have the shuffle button on at all. It should just play my playlist, but for some reason, what if I go to my library?
I wonder if it's because I'm not... Nope. Every time I hit play, it just does whatever it wants. That's kind of a super bummer, to be honest with you. What if I do it from... What if I do it from the web? Maybe I just don't do it from the client and do it from the web. Maybe? Playing on desktop. I don't want to play it on desktop. I don't even have shuffle. Okay. Let's try something different. Okay, let's give that a go. We're gonna see if that's a go. Frames are still good. I have not dropped a single frame, so that's super solid. That's stellar. Wait a minute, did someone... No, okay, all right. Bro, 32 months. Zane for 32 months. You're insane. See what I did there? Oh, that's really loud though. That music went really loud. Holy heck. And I can't control the volume. Okay, there we go. How's that? That better? All right. I just want something in the background. That's all I'm looking for. I think we're good now. I think. Maybe. Maybe not. Much better. Yeah, it was super loud. Okay. All right. Let's roll with that. Let's see if that works. And I apologize in advance. I'm not trying to play copyright music, but you know what? Sometimes stuff happens. All right. Let's give her a go. So this foam has a tendency to spread a little bit. So I'm still rolling in the assembly. I want to be in the full assembly here, and some of that spread is gonna have to get. We're gonna have to go and probably cut some of that off. You can see this foam is pretty stretchy, so I can get the assembly fully baked here. And I'm running into my tea. This is why I normally don't have that on my desk, but you know what? It is what it is. Now I'm gonna have a 1/2 inch of coverage when I roll that when I roll that gross grain or edge tape. This edge tape is 1 inch. It folds in half, and you'll see I've got a little attachment for it. It'll fold in half over the edges, and it'll cover about a 1/2 inch. So I should still be good here. Let's go ahead and finish that assembly. One more. Technically, wouldn't have to backstitch that, but I'm gonna lock it in anyway. All right, now I've got a full assembly. As you can see here, I've got a full, pretty thick setup here. And so binding this edge, this is called a binder attachment. It's real handy for doing edging, which is kind of nice. And then I've got a little magnetic bar down here that I actually keep like all of my tools on as a workflow thing. If you're a maker and you don't have a Harbor Freight magnetic toolbar, go grab yourself one because it's real handy. And actually, I'm gonna move this so I can align this binder, and you're not gonna really be able to see it very well. Let's see if I can focus up. I can kind of align this binder over. You can kind of see that moves back and forth. Because this is a thicker assembly, I usually try and get fairly close to the edge with the edge tape, but because this is a thicker assembly, I'm gonna actually move this a little bit further in because that squish has a tendency to throw those stitches off.
And so I want to make sure that I've got, first off, that I've got a full purchase of the assembly into the fabric. And that is the other reason why I use a very little tiny screwdriver. Excuse me. I learned this tip from another creator, someone who's been in the business a long time making tactical gear. And it works really, really, really well for pushing thick assemblies. But I have to take the stitching very slow because this machine will put the needle into that metal, and I will either break a needle or throw the timing off for my machine. So I have to be pretty careful with how I'm throwing stitches with this particular setup. Let's go ahead and get that in there. I'm gonna get it started. We'll get it started moving. I'll get a stitch into it, and then we're gonna work on kind of shoving this in here. And I'm gonna take it a few stitches at a time. And I'm basically just putting pressure in to push this fabric into to make sure that within the edge tape, I don't have any gaps. I don't want to have air in there. I want to make sure that I've got a full set of fabric in that assembly. And I'll show you all what this looks like when I get, the other thing that this mesh foam has a tendency to do is it has a tendency to try and fold itself over, and so it'll actually pull out of the binding. So we're just taking it real slow, using that screwdriver to shove that full assembly. The one problem with this screwdriver is that the tip comes out of it, so I kind of got to pay attention to that, make sure I don't lose that in the process of pushing this binder through. All right, we're coming up to the end here. I'm just making sure all of that foam ends up in there. We're gonna let that roll straight. I always throw a couple of extra stitches in the binding past it, and then take it and cut it off. It's all right if it has a little bit of extra. Yep, I got a little bit of that foam. Yeah, that sucks. So I did get a full purchase in there, but I'm gonna have to come back and I'm gonna see if I could shove that in there and then just throw a few. I'm gonna see if I can get that binding over that and see if I could throw a couple stitches maybe closer to the edge. No, that's not gonna work. All right. So, like I said, second time working this particular design, and sometimes you gotta go back and fix things. So I'm gonna use my seam ripper here to get a couple of these stitches out. Now that we're to length, I will, and this is a Christmas gift, so this is not a paid customer product, but that doesn't matter to me. I want to make sure that this is good quality. Everything that I do, I try to make sure I'm doing to the best of my ability, and so I don't want there to be stuff out there that I'm not proud to say I made, right? Yo, what's up, madam? Hello. Enough about me. How have y'all been? Like, so Shadeless we caught up with. I know Aki was busy with work and has been crushing it, by the way. Excuse me, with the Partner Plus program. Congratulations on that, Aki. That's huge. I know Zane and Shock have been playing a lot of Warframe. Zane is now Legend 4, if I recall correctly. Or did you level up since then? And apparently there was some new Warframe content that came out. I have not played video games in quite some time, which I know is a pretty drastic departure from the last time we spoke, but man alive. This thing does throw some tight stitches, that's for sure. I think I'm gonna actually rip this from the backside here. The other thing that I like to keep around that I learned from another creator on here is a razor blade, because it can make it a lot easier to cut stitches. 37K away from LR4. Well done, good sir. Yo, what's up, Amber? Hello. Welcome back. Good to see you. How are you? I think last time we had chatted. Oh, I'm almost there. So with a razor blade, though, you got to be very careful because it can be very easy to cut your material, and you don't want to do that. Having to put together a whole nother assembly because you cut your material would be not fun. Okay, I'm gonna go a little bit further back from where I hosed it up, just to make sure I get the full coverage there. All right, that's where the assembly kind of started to go off the rails. So basically, so this thick assembly, I don't know if you can see that. I'm gonna have to reposition that light. I think we're gonna reposition that light up here so you guys can get a better view on the. You're in Alaska now? Holy heck! So you could see how thick this is. This actually folded over here. It kind of folded on me, and the edge tape didn't catch it. So I'm gonna kind of reassemble part of that edge tape. You know, I still watch that community showcase from time to time to reminisce. They were good times, I tell you. Listen, like, as much as I didn't do a lot of things right, I feel like the community we built was pretty darn solid. We've got some chonky layers, absolutely. Amber, what brings you to Alaska? Hey, I think Spotify is working. All right, we're gonna clean up some of these threads here, make sure that I've got all of the thread out of my binding. I've got 4 layers in this assembly. So I've got a layer of hook Velcro, I've got a layer of Cordura, a layer of closed cell foam, and then a mesh foam layer as well. Coast Guard, that's right. I think I had seen, I don't remember if I saw it on Twitter. I think I had seen something about that though. The one bad thing about now having to reattach that binding is that I can't use the binder attachment. So I gotta kind of swing that out of the way for the time being. And now we're gonna just manually, I'm gonna manually reassemble this, which isn't the most fun thing to do, but I can, and so I will. I'm gonna make sure that that's plenty folded over in there. I'm gonna kind of pull the bottom of that edge tape taut, so that I can make sure that I'm good to go there. Lift up my presser foot, throw that back down. I'm gonna try and throw stitches closer to the edge too, as well, and then hopefully this is about as thick as I'm gonna be able to go from a binding standpoint. I would probably have to go up to 1.25 inch edge tape I probably have to go up to 1.25 or 1.5 edge tape if I wanted to go much higher than this. Let me pull out my thread here. All right. And I'm gonna actually backstitch this just a couple times, a couple walks. And I'm gonna keep this right at the edge of the presser foot. And hopefully, looks like I'm catching the bottom. She's chonky. She's chonky and she's fighting me. But we're gonna get it. And I want to be real careful here not to put the needle through my finger, because that would suck. And I think we got it. I think we got it, buds. Yeah, real clean. Very nice. Backside's clean too. Had a little bit of an overlap issue on the backside with that, but finished product, that seam is clean. I know it kind of looks odd. It's kind of hard to tell on the camera, but that is not actually fold over. That's just part of the foam cell. Binding's tough. I tell you, the binder attachment is clutch. Binder attachment is clutch. We're on Kodiak Island. It's a temperate rainforest. Gorgeous out here. Wait a minute. Dude, Geiger's creation is fantastic. Also, so many bears. Do you have to worry about bears coming and trying to eat food and stuff, or do they pretty much stay to themselves because it's that must be a fairly remote area, right? I think I'm going to adjust this binder to the edge a little bit more. This is a tricky one because that assembly's so thick. It's pretty tricky to keep all the pieces moving and keep that binding from kind of bunching on itself. I'm gonna see if I can roll this. Grab our handy dandy mini screwdriver here. Make sure we're shoved in there as much as we possibly can. And I'm gonna try and hold this assembly a little more up here, because this binder attachment actually has a bit of an angle to it. And so I'm gonna attempt to, we'll get a couple stitches in there before we start using our screwdriver. Whoops. Got away from me. Try not to suck that screwdriver up underneath the that needle, because that would be a very bad day. Now the nice thing is about this Juki 1541 that I just got is that shock. Okay, where's the mass ban button on here? Let me see. Shock, do you still know how to use the mod tools? I feel like I'm so far out of practice with everything. I totally forgot that Solito, what was that? What was that mod panel? My gosh, it's been that long. I'm taking this real slow, just stitch by stitch. Not trying to rush this. I want to make sure that I get the full assembly in there. And so far so good. We're looking all right. Let's see if we can get this last couple of inches. And hopefully, I'm hoping the backside is okay on this. That's one of the things about binding that kind of stinks, is you can never really tell what the backside's doing. You just kind of have to hope and pray that your binder attachment is actually functioning appropriately.
And I gotta say, that's the back side right there. I don't know if you can, let's see if I can focus that camera in a little bit. That's the backside binding. And again, we're using 1-inch Ranger Green binding. This is just a little bit of fold over there, and it's puckering because this assembly's so thick. So it looks, the edge is a little rolled, but it's not going to affect performance at all. It's a little cosmetic. So I'm going to take the edges off of here and get ready to run the edges. And that will be the full assembly for this particular pad, which took me a lot longer, I think, probably because this is the first time I've ever attempted to create content around this. So like talking through what I'm doing while I'm doing it this is a first for me. It's not all that different from gaming. Attempting to talk about what you're doing while you're doing it. Oops, I just threw a stitch. I'm an idiot. I meant to hit the knee lever. I'm still learning how to use this machine, by the way. I've been throwing stitches on it for a day. I've been sewing for almost a year now, but I was using that home machine back there, this Necky Mod 39, which is a great machine. It's an all metal construction. It's got metal gears and all that kind of stuff. So I was able to do a lot with it. To answer your question, Amber, hold please. I was able to do a lot with it, but I very quickly found the limit of that machine. And so I finally, I felt like the Lord was calling me to pursue this sewing a little bit more fully than I had been. And so part of that is going to be the content creation side, but part of that is going to be actual product making side. I do not have the website set up yet, but I will soon. I need to get some product pictures made. I'm going to take pictures with some of the folks wearing the gear, and then we're going to set up a website and a shop where people can order these products. So Amber, what I am building right now is actually a chest rig. And the part that I'm building is actually built for the backside of this. One of the downfalls of sewing is thread everywhere. So this is actually going to be the pad that goes in on the back when you're not running this with a plate carrier. And so that's what I'm building right now, is this pad. This is V2 of my original design. The original design was just a Cordura with a closed cell foam. Basically the same design. But now I've got the mesh for a little bit more airflow. So this should be, in theory, and I haven't actually tested this yet. In theory, this should be more comfortable. It should hopefully sweat slightly less. Now, if you're running the gear that I'm building, the reality is that you're gonna sweat. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're gonna sweat. And I'll give you guys a picture. I'll give you all a picture of the full rig. Here's what the setup looks like. So let me grab my rig. All right. So this is what, and you guys are getting a sneak peek of the plate bag that's going to go with it, right? So this is something that's still a work in progress. But this is the full rig setup. It's a dual cummerbund system.
with the ability to run an integrated plate bag. I got 4 mags across the front. We've got a full set of molly that you can run different pouches and stuff if you want. We've got several different options for cummerbunds, pistol mags, utility pocket, radio, so if you're running something like that, you can run a radio in here. Now normally I would recommend setting up the kit before you put it on. All right, but you got a radio pouch built in, and essentially you've got a full ready to go kit set up. So I can run 4 mags. I do have an extender that I build that will take you up to 8 mags. You could actually run wings on the inside, so this, when you're doing full load, can carry up to 10 mags in it. And so the idea behind the idea, well, that's why you route it, right? That's why you route the antenna, right? And I've got PALS webbing in here, right? So that I can route that antenna up and over. So now I don't have to worry about it poking me in the eye, right? But this is what I call the Saul rig, right? The same way that Saul was able to adapt and change, so can this rig. So the idea is that this rig can be everything from low vis to full scale loadout, right? If I go ahead and rip these pouches off and I take the plate bag off, I can actually scale this down to where I could hide it under a jacket and you wouldn't even know I'm wearing it, right? I could put it under a sweatshirt and it basically becomes a completely super low vis loadout. And I can scale this all the way up to 10 mags body armor, plate bags front and back, the whole kit and caboodle, right? So I've got, this is a hybrid cummerbund. So there's actually elastic on the inside and Cordura on the outside. Yes, GMRS. Nope, I have not gotten my ham license yet. So if I take all this stuff off, ham radio is involved, and I think that's, I took the exam years ago and missed it by 1 question. And so I have not I have not brought myself around to doing it again. Yes, it was very rude. I was kind of bummed, to be honest. I didn't study quite enough. You're currently studying for the ham? Nice. Are you using hamexam.org? I think they've got some custom tests there. So bear with me as I rip my rig apart to show you kind of the scale, right? So what I got going on here, canteen, pockets, whatever the case might be, right? If I go with the base rig, right? Removable plate bags. We'll go ahead and hook that back up. Go ahead and put that back on. Scale the plate bag out. Right? Now this is where I would want, this is where I'd want the pad, right? Because now I've got that hook Velcro that's eating away at my shirt, right? So I throw that pad on there, and now I don't have to worry about it eating away at my shirt. So this is like the low vis loadout, right? If I were not running comms, I could run this, and this is super low vis.
Y'all will like this throwback. Hold, please. If I were to throw a hoodie over this, you wouldn't even know I have it on. There's a little bit of a bump there, but it just looks like I'm kind of fat, right? I throw my hands in here. Yeah, my mixer hoodie. Yep, we're going throwback. So, and I still wear this thing. I love this thing. I love this hoodie. Like, I don't care that it says mixer on it. This is probably one of the most comfortable hoodies I own. But point being is that I can run this rig. And it's basically invisible. Yeah, it looks like I got a little bit of a belly. But overall, I can run it pretty low vis. And if I want to scale it up, I can scale it up. Eight mags. No problem, right? So if I want to run eight mags, I'm now scaled. Let's go ahead and throw the plate bag back in there. Rip that out. Velcro interface on the plate bag. We'll go ahead and throw those straps in there. There will be a rear plate bag as well. Yeah, nobody's gonna have any clue if you're running that low vis loadout under a hoodie. Ain't nobody gonna know. There you go. And now I've gone from low vis under a hoodie, no one knows anything the wiser, to a fully kitted 8 mag. Now I can run two wings as well. And again, like I could throw radio in, I can scale this as far as I need to be kind of, if you will, full combat load, right? And when I say full combat load, I'm not developing this for military. I'm developing this for civilian use, right? The whole purpose is to make sure that civilians are kitted and ready to go if anything were ever needed. And with what's going on in New Jersey right now, is any indication of what might be coming on January 20th? Anyway, this is a single curve plate, average 10 by 12 plate. So this plate bag that I'm developing initially will support 10 by 12. Could you have the Velcro waistband come in under the mag carrier, potentially add pistol mag carrier or molly on the outside? I've got molly here. I've got molly on the sides. Re-indexing is a little bit of a problem. The rear mags are a little tighter than the front mags, but I can still get to them. Now this particular front panel was not built for this rig. This was one of the original designs
that I had put together for an expander panel. The new one is going to have 5-inch. The new one is going to have 5-inch webbing on the bottom so that the mags sit just slightly more recessed than they are right now. And so this is 5.56. These are just standard 5.56 mags. So, whoops, don't mind me turning my radio on. Just 5.56 mags. You could probably, I have not tested GI mags yet, but you could probably get away with them. The one drawback to the materials that I'm using is that elastic is going to wear. There's no getting around that. It is not going to last as long as a pure Cordura based setup. And so that's one of the GI mags should fit. I would be worried about the metal tearing up the elastic more. Again, not for a long time, but it's, yes, sweat will have an effect. However, that's partially why I've got this on offset, right? That's partially why I'm adding this panel to the back or having the plate bag on the back. The plate bag will help offset some of that as well. So it's one of the reasons why I went elastic was because I feel like as civilians, our role is not going to be direct action. We may see some direct action, but the reality is that a lot of preparedness-minded folks are going to be doing a lot of recon, patrolling, that type of stuff, where for me the priority was actually comfort, and then scale. If I'm just patrolling around my house or something along those lines, 4 mags is fine, right? I don't need more than that. And so the reality is that as I was looking at this, I was like, okay, I want this to be able to go from basically nothing. If I want to wear just body armor, I can wear just body armor. I don't have to have these mags in here, right? Like, let's say I'm just out and about and it's a little dangerous and I just want to go to the store, right? I can run this kit magless and just run around in body armor. It's just a plate carrier at this point, right? That's all it is. I can take my mags out and I'm super low, right? Skip the walkie, or skip the comms, skip the mags. And now I can tighten this down even further. And now I've got just a super slick, super tight plate carrier setup. Maybe with a knife and a flashlight. These are actually a buddy's plates. I am getting ready to get the 4SAS4s from Chase Tactical. They're a high-com plate. Level 4 multi-curves is what will eventually be in my plate bag, personally. And that's a new development for me. What I noticed is that it doesn't feel like, uh-oh. Hopefully I'm not being too loud. I just heard a door. Yes, those level 4s will get heavy quick. They're, I think, 7.6 a piece. Yeah, it's gonna be heavy. And that's really a lot of where the ethos of the Sol rig came from, is that if I don't
want to run plates, I don't have to run plates. But I have the ability to throw them in my vehicle and I can go grab them and put them on if I had to, right? Madam, I miss this, honestly. I was saying it earlier. I feel like the hiatus was needed for me to grow faithfully in the ways that I felt like God was calling me to grow. And I think it was honestly I feel like he took streaming away from me to teach me some things about gratitude, especially gratitude for the people in my life. And if he continues to tell me to lead me down this content road, that is not something I'm going to mess up again. That's not something that I am going to take for granted like I did last time. So it's definitely a different journey, but I do hope that I'm hopeful that I will continue to get to do this on a fairly regular basis. As of right now, not planning on scheduling anything. I am not going to run a schedule. It's going to be hey, I've got a kit to make. I'll fire up the stream and we're gonna go to work. That being said, I've already sold multiple rigs. I've had multiple people ask me to build them one and buy it. And I've got several other unqualified potential sales in addition to that. So I expect 1 to 2 units a month to probably move on launch, and we'll see where it goes from there. Something told me to start pushing conversation in the Discord, and I'm glad I did. You know, I feel like it was your pushing the conversation in Discord that actually kind of influenced me to consider coming back to doing something in the streaming realm. Honestly, I was like, man, I miss doing this. I miss engaging with y'all. I miss the community we had, honestly. And I'd like to see us get some of that back. So we shall see what I mean, heck, we've already got our first new Taylor. So if you guys didn't notice, I've started to phase out some of the Dad Got Games stuff and started to add at least a few Rick tactical type things, including the point system being stitches. Because, you know, we now throw stitches. Which I don't even know where that term came from, but I kind of like it, to be honest. I think if I were to start a podcast around this, it would be the Throw in Stitches podcast. If that's not already a thing. I just like the term. I don't know. It's got a nice ring to it. All right, that is that line, and we're gonna throw one more piece of our binding on the edge here to finish this bad boy off, hopefully. And I think that's going to sit real nice. So that was kind of a long story, Amber, to answer your question about what this actually was. So, shoot. You gotta be kidding me. Lame!
Same. I messed up that side. Gosh darn it. I threw on the wrong side. That sucks. Boy, I was really hoping to nail that. And I should have been paying attention. I wasn't paying attention. Not cool. It'll be all right. We're gonna cut a few of these stitches and we'll throw some manuals, which is actually fine because I needed to move to that anyway. Because I'm gonna run a double line on this. Happy accident. All the happy accidents. Shock. It's all the happy accidents. Sometimes you have to have a happy accidents, right? Seam ripper, best frenemy. So the seam ripper I like to use to get started on ripping seams, but I actually prefer the razor blade. The razor blade, a nice sharp razor blade, and these things are cheap. Buy 100 pack for what, $10? And it gets the job done. I'm gonna have to run this on the inside, which I don't like to do. I'm way more comfortable running stitches with my material out here just because I feel like I have a lot more room, and for some reason I'm right-handed, but controlling the fabric with my left hand is more comfortable. But now I have to move. I'm gonna get rid of my binder. And if I mess this up, I'm gonna have to, you know what I need to do? I need to turn my mic monitor down. Hold on, please. Where's my Go? My Go XLR's on this screen. Just kidding. Mic monitor. Very good. Okay. I was really loud in my ears, and I feel like that was making me talk loud. Probably louder than I should, given the kids are sleeping. Whoops. All right. Yeah, see, it's too long, so now I gotta fold it over. Such a pain in the... What the pain? It's such a pain, y'all. But we're gonna get it anyway. It's an opportunity to improve skill, right? So we're gonna hold this in. We're gonna get this pinned. And I'm gonna have to run a little bit of extra stitch here. And hopefully, all right, good. I was a little bit worried that not holding my thread was going to potentially unthread it. All right, very good. Nailed it. Beautiful. Yoink. So we'll cut those threads off. Yo, Irk. It was really good to see you, fam. I hope you and Jimbro and the kiddos are all doing well. And yeah. It was really good to see you. I am gonna. I know life's busy, but I really was enjoying the prepping content. I'll be. I will be on the lookout for that again at some point. Especially the deals at the stores was actually really fun. To see what y'all pulled in. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and run a stitch around the entire outside here.
What time is it?
10:30. All right. This honestly took a lot longer than I was planning on it. I actually had a oops, I forgot to have my needle up. Come on, click through. There we go.
That felt weird. I don't know why that was doing that.
But anyway, I'm gonna throw a stitch line around the hole outside to double this binding up. And this is still a really thick assembly, so I'm gonna take my time with it. I don't wanna run this too fast. Come up the corner here, slow down just a little bit, throw stitch by stitch. Make sure I got to my outside, very good. And I can run this in a single stitch without having to stop or cut or anything like that, which is kind of nice. Landed it. Got a little weird on that one. One, two. Beautiful. All right. I'm gonna cut my strings. Can I just say awesome craftsmanship on the table? This is my you might recognize this if you attended any of my Homestead Heroics stuff or my Faith Brothers Farm stuff. You might recognize this. And there's actually holes here. This is my old reloading bench. It's actually my old reloading bench for reloading ammo that I repurposed, and I actually had to cut this. I cut this out. And when I bought this machine used, and I don't actually have the rubber hinges in here, and I don't have a post back here so that I could tip the machine up. To be able to oil it and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of a pain in the butt to maintain right now. The hinges are on their way, and I've actually got an extra belt. I'm currently running an O'Reilly's Auto Parts automotive belt, 3/8 inch rubber belt. All it is a motor. I was like, let's give it a shot. Because the belt that came with it wasn't the right size for, it was too long. It was a 50-inch belt. And I was like, well, I am not going to be able to get the Christmas, because I had 2 rigs that I was building for Christmas for people. And I was like, I need to get them done. So I we're going to lock this in, 3 stitches forward, 3 stitches back. And that's it. We'll go ahead and light them on fire. And that is the finished product right there. That's what we're looking at. So we've got our double stitching around the full binding. I'll go ahead and burn these ends to seal the edges of the gross grain. Bet you all never thought that you'd see fire and bullets on the stream. all about the fire and bullets here. But that's part of the ethos, right? That's part of the company ethos is serve, protect, and provide, right? We are a Book of Titus company. Titus and Timothy, even some of the Gospels, talked about the fact that you're worse than an unbeliever if you're not willing to step up and serve and take care of your family. And so this is the manifestation of the physical protection side of that has always been inherent for me. Just to give you guys so this is the rig that I'm building for my brother-in-law for Christmas. And so I've got the placard complete, I've got the H harness complete, and now I've got the backing pad complete. Amber, enjoy dinner. And it was really good to see you and catch up. I'm glad you were here, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again soon. All right, so there is our backing pad for this. I'm still at this point. Where'd my lighter go? Where'd that thread go? There it is. Still trying to determine what's going to be standard issue Sol rig versus add-on parts. I'm leaning towards the placard, the H harness, and the hybrid cummerbunds, and the back panel being standard issue. I am developing shoulder pads and this back pad, and it's all going to be very similar construction with the foam mesh as part of the shoulder pad padding. And I think the shoulder pads and the back pads are going to be an additional add-on. It's very interesting when you go into the realm of product development and product marketing, and determining where where should your prices fall, and what should you offer as standard issue versus what should be an additional cost and stuff like that. It's been an interesting process, to say the least. Irk gave me a hydrate. What? Wait a minute. Did I miss someone subbing? Oh no, never mind. That's just... Wait. Are y'all pulling sneaky stuff? Why does it say I have 3? Wait, why don't you see them? Wait, why aren't you guys showing as mods anymore? You clicked to not announce it? Shock, you're a legend. Yo, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for the sub. I'm like, what is going on right now? I have my sword. Okay, so I've got multi-chat. So I'm actually multi-streaming right now. I'm streaming on both YouTube and, or at least I think I'm streaming on both. Maybe I'm streaming on both. So I've got multi-chat in, which I think might not show swords. It's an add-on for hang on a second. Let me. Oh yeah. Okay, it's working. All right. I am actually live on YouTube too. Okay, cool. I wasn't sure which. So I've got multi-chat, and I'm actually using the multi-stream plugin for OBS for stream elements, which is working very well. So I've got a combined chat, but I'm not actually showing. I'm not showing people's swords or like any of their icons or anything like that, which is kind of odd, honestly. So I don't know. Y'all liking this content? Y'all liking being back? It feels good to be back, right? It feels like it feels a little like home, right? I feel like it feels a little like home. Yeah, I don't think it does. Make a pie with your jams next time. Yeah. Bro, I'm telling you, dude, I was losing my... I'm gonna have to figure out the Spotify thing. I don't know what's going on with that. I honestly don't... Spotify was not behaving tonight, the actual app. So it seems like moving to the web browser worked okay. So I think technically, actually, I think I can post it. I can cross post the chats, but I can't put it on the screen. I need to figure out how to cross post. And no one's chatted over on YouTube anyway, so I'm just kind of throwing it out there to have a couple feeds out there. So, well, actually, I don't know. Maybe I'm watching myself. Oh, wow. I need to update my... I need to update my thing over there. Anyway, yeah, I'll have to do a little bit of digging. I didn't... I wasn't necessarily... I didn't go all in on the full stream experience because I really didn't know what to expect out of here, honestly. I wasn't sure... First off, I wasn't sure if anyone was going to show up, to be honest with you guys. I was a little nervous that I was going to be talking to myself for a couple hours. And so I... Agreed, Aki. It's been a bit. I wasn't sure what to expect. I mean, I kind of, if I'm being honest with y'all, I was kind of a douchebag. I just kind of bailed. I made the decision to stop streaming because I needed to get a job, and then I was like, I'm out. And I kind of let you guys know, and then I just disappeared. And I mean, a lot of folks have stuck around in the Discord, and obviously that's been popping a lot lately, which is awesome. I love that folks are still together, even though I wasn't here. That shows me that what we did build when I was streaming was something worth having. It's something that lasted. And so I'm grateful for that, truly. And I know that this is a completely out of left field direction for me to start streaming. Like, this is not gaming. I will probably not do gaming content again. I guess I said I would never stream again, so I guess never say never. But the reality is that life is super busy for us. It seems like we're finally in a lull where we've hit a point like the boys did sports this fall. My oldest did baseball, my youngest did football. My oldest got invited to do travel ball, even though he's never played baseball before. And so like November was chaos. We were traveling for travel ball every weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Like, I was out of church for 3 weeks. I hated it. It was, I loved watching my kid play baseball, but I was like, this isn't good at all. Like, for family and church and all that kind of stuff. And so I don't know what the future holds for content and whatnot. I would love to make this a thing. I am unthreading my machine right now so that I can wind a new bobbin, because I know that I'm getting pretty close to being out of a bobbin. And I probably should have been winding this the whole time, but there's actually a piece that's broken here on my bobbin winder. And so the piece that's supposed to stop this is busted. That's en route as well, but I kind of have to pay attention when I'm winding a bobbin now, to make sure that it doesn't overwind and I lose a bunch of thread. So, and I need to raise my foot so that I don't clang that together as well. So we'll go ahead and run that for a little bit. But yeah, to be honest, I didn't know what to expect, and I'm obviously pleasantly surprised because a lot of y'all showed up, and I'm, like I said, gratitude is going to be a theme here on the channel, because I don't want there to ever be a time where people feel like I take for granted their support in all of this. So as far as content goes and setting expectations, no, I don't have a schedule. I don't know when I'm going to be live next. I suspect that I'm gonna throw this in a high speed. This is winding pretty good, so I'm happy about that. I suspect, man, this thing can fly, let me tell you. I don't know if I'll be live again this year. Maybe next week. We're gonna give this a couple more spins. Maybe next week, possibly. Will depend on what's going on. I don't think we have a ton planned, but I am also heading back to Wisconsin for Christmas, and so I'm going to be gone for a week and a half, and I will be pretty much completely disconnected from most stuff. I'm going to be chilling up with my family. I didn't get to see them. It's funny, we're heading in opposite directions, right? Yeah, we're driving the 18 hours up to on Christmas Day, which we did last year, and it was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. What's up, Jen? Hopefully I said that. I just grabbed the last part of your name. Pinga? Please don't call me Jen. Cool. Pinga. Okay, Pinga? Is that good? Let me know what you want me to call you. Welcome, Pingworks. Welcome, Ping. Good to have you. I would say welcome to the Dad Cave, but it's not the Dad Cave anymore. And so, I don't know. Is it the Taylor's Cave? I haven't thought that far ahead, to be honest with you, because this is my first time live in 3 years. And so I haven't really, I don't think I've really thought about what the future of content looks like here yet. Or what what we are. We're morphing. Looks like we're in a craft room, not a cave. That's fair. Yeah, we're in the craft room. Welcome to the craft room. But follow you anyways. I used to go by the name Dad Got Game or Dad Got Game TV. So that's what I used to do. Ping was I used to do gaming content. Yeah, that's more, yeah. So I've obviously rebranded and am no longer doing gaming content. I'm actually launching a business focused on tactical goods, for lack of a better term. So I'm currently building a chest rig for the Tac Cave. I'm currently building a chest rig for one of my brothers for Christmas. And so I figured, what the heck? I'm gonna sit down and why don't we go live? So I still have a couple of pieces that I gotta put together. However, it's almost 11 o'clock and I have to get up for church and be at church by 9 tomorrow, and we serve the 11 a.m. service. So I'm probably gonna call it here. I still have a couple of pieces prepped. And actually I need to make a little bit more of the pals webbing. I don't quite have enough of this. And because I'm doing this in M81 Woodland, this rig is in a colorway called M81 Woodland. If you're not familiar with tactical gear, it's the old BDU, like Vietnam era. It's very popular right now. And I know my brother loves that colorway, so I built him a rig and gave it to him for Christmas. And so, but the printed webbing that you get in M81 is not, this is a version of that webbing, and the only reason I used the printed webbing here is because this is a buckle. Otherwise I use my own pals webbing that I learned from a guy on the internet how to make the pals webbing, so that the colorway actually matches the Cordura better than this printed webbing does. So I have to make more of this before I can continue on the cummerbunds, the side pieces that go around. I don't know, it's all camouflage colors to me. That's fair. Think about it from Call of Duty terms, right? There's all the different camos that you can get, right? Same concept. There's a lot of different camouflage fabrics that actually exist. As of right now, I've built full rigs in Ranger Green, Coyote Brown, and this is my first foray into M81 Woodland. I have not built anything in multicam, though I can source multicam fabric. There's a lot of like really off the wall. They have pixel art camo. Yeah. So they actually, the funny thing is that if you go to like rockywoods.com or MOS Tactical, few other places to source some of these things from, there's actually like a lot of interesting camos out there. There's some of the like off the wall pink camos and stuff like that, but there's all sorts of ATAX 2. Obviously ACU is no one loves that, but multicam black, multicam tropic and alpine, there's a lot of options out there. The one thing that I haven't found a reliable source for though, that I would really love to do is I really want to do Realtree, like Realtree camo. like a hunting camo or a mossy oak. I've not found a place to get, like, I can find duck canvas, which is similar to Cordura. Most of what I build is Cordura based. Cordura elastic. I don't know if you can see. I don't know if you can see the wall over there, but oops, I pulled my plug on my. There we go. Yeah, don't do that anymore. I've got a fair bit of stuff over here, elastic webbing and all that kind of stuff. I don't have huge quantities, but I've got enough to do some of the small stuff. Most of my business model is going to be you place an order and then I'm gonna aim for next day ordering the materials to be able to deliver your product. I am not a big enough shop to source and store large amounts of fabric right now. First off, because I'm in the same office that I work from home in, and I've got a million things going on in here on top of all the sewing stuff, and so I don't have a place to store large amounts of fabric. Maybe someday I'll get to a point where I can store some of that fabric on hand and do some pre-build or build to order a little bit more quickly. But right now it's probably a 3 or 4 week turnaround time, just because it takes a week normally for me to get materials, a week to a week and a half to get materials. This machine is going to massively reduce the amount of time it takes for me to build stuff, as long as I'm not talking and trying to build it all at the same time. Like the other day, I built out 2 of those cummerbunds, I think in 2 hours, or like both sides of the cummerbund in like 2 hours. I think it probably takes me around 6 to 8 on this machine. It was taking me 10 to 12 on my home machine back there. So I had built a lot of this stuff on that machine, and the amount of just rat's nesting and redos that I had to do with that machine, I don't have to worry about that as much. I'm hoping to be cranking them out at this point. Yeah. So, and if I can get dedicated time to do it, where I could sit down and I've got 2 hours to do it, that'll be ideal. But I also know that as much as I hope the Lord blesses this journey, and I've been praying on this for a while now. And I feel like he has been leading me down that road. Yes, it was good to re-meet you as well, Ping. Have an awesome night. I'm also not gonna just run out and go full steam ahead without his blessing, because I've found that when I decide to do something and I don't feel like I'm being led by the Spirit in any way, usually it fails. I know that spring, that would be awesome, Ping. That would be awesome. Could use all the prayers. I know that in the spring, when we launch the garden, my time is going to be limited, right? There's going to be plenty of planting and weeding and watering and all the things. Spring is usually a fairly busy time. Plus, the boys are going to want to be playing baseball and all that kind of stuff. I think we're going to stick with rec ball. As of right now, travel ball is not a thing in the spring because that's just chaos. But we'll see. We'll see where the Lord takes this. I'm doing my best to be patient, even though I wasn't necessarily patient about acquiring this machine. mainly because I knew I had 2 rigs to get done, and I knew how much of a quality bump I would get by investing in this. But I also didn't necessarily feel like he was telling me no. So there's that. Sorry guys. Like I said, I'm just starting to recover now from a cold. I've been I tried to hunt this morning. I was coughing my lungs out. It didn't go well. So I think we're gonna wrap it there, y'all. This was a really solid 2-hour stream, and I am grateful for every single one of you that came back. Is it coming back after this month? I don't know that it's coming back after this amount of time, because it's been a while. It's been a really long time. But it felt really good to go live, and it felt really good to catch up with y'all. And I'm like I said, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I was able to make it happen, because honestly, like, I wasn't 100% on whether or not I'd be able to. And it's always hey babe, what's the plans for the night? Like, do you have anything planned? Do you want to like watch TV and hang out, or do you want to read your book? That's hint for, can I stream? Because I miss it. I will absolutely post in the Discord, and I'm kind of looking forward to reviving the Discord, honestly. I hope folks come back. I hope folks enjoy some much needed camaraderie, especially around this time of the year. I know this time of the year is hard. And if there's anything that y'all need prayer for, let me know. I'd be happy to pray for you. You have been, madam, you have been a legend in the Discord, and it's much appreciated. Like I said, I feel like your consistency kind of prompted me to evaluate coming back into the fold, and so I'm grateful for that. I am gonna go grab water and brush my teeth and go to bed, because I'm tired. And I feel like those days of 1 a.m. gaming binge sessions that started my whole stream journey are at an end. But I'm really happy that we got to do this, and I look forward to doing it again. I don't know when, but we will do it again. So if y'all need anything, let me know. And if you need me to pray for you, I'd be happy to do so. And yeah, y'all have a blessed rest of your weekend. Enjoy your Sunday. If you're the church going type, enjoy service. If you're not, consider it. And yeah, I love you all. Thanks for hanging out tonight. We'll do this again soon. Peace out.